Hello, and welcome along to another episode of Freedom Chasers. Last week we'd be gaming, I think, right? We'd be gaming, we'd be feasting. Anything interesting happened at the feast? Anything at all? Many things at all? Sure.
We learned some things.
I was socially bullied.
Okay, what did we learn?
We learned that that Baron guy is homophobic.
Baron Hewlin, yes, Baronet Hewlin.
Yeah, he don't like the gays.
He do be phomophobe. Yep.
Yeah. He also thinks his wife is the most beautiful woman in all the land.
Mm-hmm.
Not wife.
Wife to be. Yep.
Yeah, it's very wife to be.
Yeah, there's got to be a Snow White situation happening there eventually.
That they're
gonna get a bunch of dwarves.
That he's gonna die and she's gonna kill his daughter.
No, that's like someone else is gonna come along and everybody's gonna be like, well, she's the most beautiful, and he's gonna be like,
the fairest of them all bit of Snow White, right? Okay.
Yeah.
There were lots of options available. I wasn't sure which option you'd gone for.
You mean where they get chased in the woods by a woodsman?
Maybe.
You mean she eats an apple?
Yes. Anyway, moving forwards. You guys, Dinari and Weary were alongside Jinoko and a very quiet Solomon. Any more indications of the source of bad luck?
Yes.
Or cursiness? Yes. You expand on yes,
Somehow,
please.
yes, all ties in somehow to the Witch of the Woods, either through her actions or some items that may have been stolen from her person.
Mm-hmm. Would you like to
Some
a little
sort
further
of
with that? What kind of item and what was stolen?
Well,
and by who?
I think it was Rem. Yeah, Remfrey stole almost like this kind of crystally, like inscribed, like runic inscribed little orb gem ball.
Stolen, good luck.
His pocket. Thank you. Yep.
Yeah, that's the one. Indeed. And why might the witch be involved with Jinoko? Anybody remember?
Because he's the fairest of them all, and she wants him to die.
No. Come on, guys. These were the two main parts of the session that gave you a load of XP.
I can't remember that bit.
He went to go visit her.
He went,
Well, yeah.
Oh yeah, but he went to the other one first.
He did.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
Witch of the West.
No. Let me put us on.
He went to the tower of something.
Zadicus.
Wizard.
Zadicus, yes. And he claimed some sort of loyalty to Zadicus, which resulted in the witch cursing him. Yes.
Why? Oh, because she has a fierce rivalry with the wizard, I guess.
Yes, and what was her curse? Anybody remember?
That he would prick his finger on the needle and the spinning wheel.
That's not the right. That's not the right
no,
one.
that bad luck would come to him and all those around him.
Yeah, but it specifically says all. But it's been only happening to. Like, how does that work out then?
How does that work out?
Yeah, that I've been under the stroke of bad luck.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It could simply be that, like, he's come here and then, like, the curse works in the way that it's random, but like truly random in the way that it's just rolled a D100 and gotten 27 50 times in a row.
Yeah,
and
Joe.
27 and 27 happens to be is it what's his Henson?
Yes.
You know what I mean?
What if all of this isn't true? What if she actively gave him the curse and was like, go to the court and just fuck shit up? They'll never be able to tell that it's you.
Maybe.
But that would mean that she hates the court. And
Yeah.
do we have a reason for her hating the court?
Well, she lives in the middle of the woods. It's like, there's bugs out there.
I assume she probably likes where she lives.
Maybe
Otherwise,
maybe she's been banished and she's like, fuck those guys.
she's obviously powerful enough to like rival the court if
Yeah,
she's
maybe
like
she's
able
just
to like
petty.
put curses on something. Maybe she's.
Maybe
I mean, yeah, that's
petty.
true. She could be petty.
Yeah.
But would she give up? Would she give up the life that she wants just to be petty?
Oh, people go a long ways to be petty.
All right.
Cool.
I think that's enough brainstorming for now.
Fantastic. So you were just on your way back from the feast. It is late eve, perhaps 11:30 at night, on Gold Harvest the 15th. Yeah, is there anything you guys would want to be doing as you head back to the No, not the Hungry Halfling.
Hungry
As you head back to the Silver Pony. It happens in all the games. Yes, as you head back to the Silver Pony. Anything in particular? Are we?
Put to bed.
You know, you're still in your courtly finery as you return back to the Silver Pony. Is anyone sort of trying to cover that up in a blanket or something, or are you just coming in looking like all of royalty?
I'm just going in. I'm going straight to bed.
I don't think we have any blankets to
Okay.
put around us. So
So
we're
yeah.
walking in.
As you come in, it is the tavern is in full swing. There is revelry all around, and a lot of excitement going on. Give me an insight check. Anyone who's proficient or has a positive modifier.
Ooh, 23.
Okay.
21.
Dinari and Anivari are not so insightful. Are they not proficient
Thanks.
or
Not
positive?
proficient. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So William and Weary, as you arrive, you will notice that it appears to be somebody's birthday. That's the first thing you'll see. There's a sort of chorus of sort of ye old fella grow and onwards he go. There's a strange long birthday sort of ballad being told about him. It's almost a slightly wistful atmosphere going on in regards to this sort of birthday. And then you just see a halfling just being tossed up in the air. Woo! And dropped down again. Woo! And this is a 3-story building, like there's a gap in the middle with balconies. So they're tossing him as high as they can. And each time he's coming down, he's drinking ale, and you do recognize him to be Henry, one of the servers. As you guys come in, you sort of see a couple of the patrons who are on the outskirts sort of mentioning things, and as they all turn to see you in your finery, there's this sudden sort of crash as they forget to catch Henry again because they're busy looking at you in all your ostentatious wear. And the halfling goes through one of the tavern tables and thunders into the ground. Oh! Guys, you forgot to catch me! Guys? And then sort of people vaguely start turning, and then Harriet comes over and... Oh, you're looking very fine tonight. Did you have a good meal at the castle? Keep place?
Nothing compared to here, really.
Oh, you're flattering a girl. It was all posh up there, wasn't it?
There's such a thing as too posh.
That there is. Rooms are ready. Will you be coming down for breakfast, or will you be going out on your for breakfast?
Was it ever specified where Henson wanted to meet us for breakfast?
Here, right here.
Who are eating here?
Right. Okay. Yeah. Somebody mentioned something about bringing your breakfast up to your rooms. I'll make sure that happens in the morning. Do you want a drink? Are you continuing the revelry here, or? It's Henry's birthday, so the first drink's half price tonight.
Who's Henry again?
He's her counterpart, so they're the waiter and waitress. The primary waiter and waitress. You've got to remember, in these sorts of days, everybody worked 7-day weeks, so and took very little time off, so they are the constant sort of
Yes.
tavern doers.
I think
no,
I might
thank
go
you.
change,
Right,
but I
right.
can come back.
Okay. So you're all going up
Yeah, that's a good idea.
to change, and then some of you are coming down, and some of you are reclusing. Some being
Yeah,
one.
I'm going to sulk in my bed and then go to sleep.
Okay. Those of you who are staying up, Dinari, are you going back down and staying
Yeah,
up
I'll be heading
and
back down.
partying? Love that, Weary. You're partying.
I'm going where Anivari's going because I want to share the information if we haven't done that already.
I would assume when you got up
Grim-free
when you walked back, and also when you went up to
Yeah,
change,
cool.
that you would have sort of given everybody
Yeah,
all
cool.
the information that you all had.
Okay.
This is
Well,
just
I'll still follow just in case
Cool.
we want to discuss anything.
yeah. So three of you head back down. Sort of very very drunk guy comes over and just hands you a pitcher each of ale, not a tankard,
Ooh.
an entire jug, sort of 6 drinks each, and he's like, "On the house or the table, depending on where you put them."
Thank you.
Ale. And he raises a tankard and just sort of he tips it, and he just sort of most of it just goes over his face.
Ale. I respond and I just sip it.
Yeah, and over the course of the evening, there is a lot of over the course of the next half an hour, there's a lot of toasts, a lot of sort of calls for different celebrations and such. Well, what's the verdict for you guys? Are any of you sort of all-inners? Are some of you you know, are you? What's the drinking situation? What's the partakingness?
Moderate.
In moderation?
Very light. Yeah, very
Yeah.
light actually.
Where is a
I wanna
light
be-
drinker? Is that just a this evening choice, or is that an always choice?
No, that's an always choice. Like he's always wanting to maintain what's going on.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's because from being up in the crow's nest all the time.
Okay, so you're
Aside.
trying to just survey and therefore not.
Yeah.
Okay. And Dinari?
I was gonna say similar thing for kind of similar reasons.
Mhm.
I'd say mostly she came down mostly to just enjoy the atmosphere more than
Okay.
to drink.
So the three of you are sort of sipping slowly, talking about the evening, and watching the revelry.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
As you are down there, is it me or is this playing sounds of a ship?
Some creaking, but it's good now.
It's good now.
Yeah.
Should be like
I think
partying
it's
and
just-
stuff going
it's
on.
just the floorboards.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, there we go. We've got the music and stuff, and okay, things are actually happening. Cool. Yeah. So as you're sort of sitting there observing, spending the evening, you will note the door open, sort of 12:30, 1:45, early hours of the morning, and a sort of veritable cloud of darkness comes in. And through that sort of cloud of darkness, you see a pair of eyes moving a little bit within that darkness. There's a sort of the darkness almost forms the shape of a robe or a cloak, but hooded and long sleeved with voluptuous sleeves going all the way to the ground. This dark shadow sort of glides across the room, and there's a slight chill in the air.
I'm gonna cast protection from evil and good on Weary.
Okay.
Just precautionary.
Yeah, the shadow sort of rolls up towards you guys. Most of the protagonists are kind of... most of the protagonists? Well, you guys are the protagonists. Most of the... What was I looking for? Not that. Most of the party goers, we'll use that word instead, are... Sort of they notice, but they don't seem too bothered. And this cloud of darkness sort of rolls right up to Anivari. Where's William? No. William? Yes, William. Where's William?
Who's asking?
Oh, sorry. And he sort of shakes his head, and you'll see this cloud of darkness evaporate. And Court Mage Rhagar was there and sort of... Apologies. The disguise was necessary. Is he still up?
I don't know. Where have you... I thought you were missing for like a week.
Not missing. I was seeking answers, or ends, really. If he's not awake, we must wake him. I must question him.
Question him.
Yes. Is he upstairs?
Come with me.
Good.
I will start going, and I will gesture to the other two to come if they
Yep.
wish.
Yeah. He's expecting the three of you to move with him. He sort of turns to one of the girls and he asks for a bucket of water, and he then carries this bucket upstairs.
I will knock very loudly on the door before I open it.
Aww. I mean, how long has it been since?
About an hour and a half.
About an hour and a half. I'm probably still awake.
Okay.
So I'll probably just like sat on my bed in like, I guess just underwear, and I'll just yell, "Come in!"
He steps in front of you, Anivari, and sort of sweeps into the room. And sorry to catch you at an unexpected time. I have questions for you. Do you wish to dress?
Is it necessary?
No. Ben, a beekeeper, the East. You met him, spent time with him, did you not?
Briefly.
Did you find him in a stupor?
We did.
How did you... You brought him out of it, did you?
Not me personally.
Did you
Why
use any magic?
about a beekeeper?
Did you use any magic on Ben?
No, I don't believe so. That was a 10-day ago. I don't recall.
Sorry, but I must cast a spell to verify the truth of that statement.
What? Excuse me? What
He
is
pulls
this
a
even
scroll out.
about?
He pulls a scroll out and he sort of puts his hand up, and he's going to cast a zone of truth.
Cast a spell.
You don't have counter spell. Ridiculous.
He just says it, but nothing happens.
And then he looks to you and... William Hale, did you cast any magic on Ben the beekeeper when you visited him?
I don't believe so.
Good. Very well, and then I will ask you for your expertise instead. When he puts the bucket of water out in front of you and he casts a spell of scrying on it, and he will show you Ben the beekeeper, whose arms are black from the finger past the elbow. His eyes are surrounded in rims of shadow. He's got black shadows rising up his neck as if through his veins. You can see why I had questions for you.
Because you think I'm diseased?
Not at all.
Then why would you think...
Because I have seen the nature of your magic and that you have similar markings on your arms. I wondered if perhaps it was something that you could induce into someone else. I don't pretend to understand the intricacies of your own magic, but...
Do you think if I could cause someone else's hands and forearm to blacken, I wouldn't then be able to remove my own?
I try not to make assumptions. I ask questions. Shadow magic is not something I know anything about, but it is clearly something that you have a natural affinity for. Do you know anything about what might cause markings like these?
No. I was born with mine. Well, when my magic kicked in when I was a kid, they came about.
So your markings developed with your own magic?
I guess so. I mean,
Do you believe that these markings came about as you practiced more of your magic, or do you think they were a sign of the magic you inherited?
No, I don't know. I mean, as a sorcerer, I don't know really where my magic came from. It just developed like this.
Forgive me, I must ask another question. The markings on your arms, do they continue to grow? Or did they stop growing a while ago?
They haven't grown in a while.
And yet you still use your magic regularly.
Well, relative.
Thank you. I appreciate your answers. We will probably have to take him to see the witch.
Sorry, Ben was... was there anybody else there?
He had Nor staying. It is Nor that contacted me when he saw these marks growing. Nor also had a strange creature in the basement, but I don't think that had anything to do with it.
Good to know.
You are connected to these happenings? Or just
No,
aware of
just
them?
wondered.
Very well. I'm sorry to sweep in and sweep out, but these markings are growing quickly. I fear for his well-being if they grow faster. Enjoy the rest of your evening. And he sort of, as he goes out, he recloaks himself in this darkness. And William, you can give me an Arcana check with advantage.
I'd love to. That is a 18.
Okay. You've heard of this spell, though it's well beyond your ability to cast.
That's without trace?
No. Let me find it for you. It is
No.
it is a 4th level spell. It is called Shadows of Moil.
No idea what that is.
This spell sort of I've pinged it in the Roll20 if you want to read it. Sort of wreaths your body in shadows. You become heavily obscured. You would know that on top of that, this could be a preventative for ghosts attacking or ghostly creatures attacking.
That's well cool.
Yeah. Somebody has casted in one of our campaigns before with you there, and you thought it was very cool then as well. But I can't remember who it was. Anyway, so he does that, but you notice he doesn't seem to be concentrating very hard on it. You get the impression that in fact he's not concentrating on a spell at all. And you assume that it is some item or that is facilitating that ability. That's brought up your evening to a bit of an abrupt bit of drama, but he leaves the 4 of you in the room and heads off. Do you say anything? Do you think anything? Any of you?
I'm waiting for someone to say something or leave so I can go back to bed.
Mate, now the question is at the forefront of everything. How did you, do you know anything about how you received the markings that lie upon your flesh?
Goodness. Like I said, when my magic developed, it started just the tips of my fingers. And then as I got older, it spread. I was not privy to different types of sorcerers, so I don't know where I don't know if it comes from another world, realm. I don't know if I was, the deal of a witch, my birth, or, it's just what it is.
Have you known it to for it to happen to anyone else that you've come in contact with?
I will say that, Josh, that whilst William has definitely not come into contact with anybody, you probably have read, when seeking more information about your own magic when you were younger and sort of reading books, you probably have read of shadow magic and it being a natural affinity that some people have. It's a very, very rare thing, and no one really knows exactly what causes it. But it certainly, there tends to be the majority of shadow sorcerers tend to have human blood.
All right, then scrap everything I just said, and I basically just said that, but without the and ahhing.
All right. Human.
My
blood.
mum's a human.
Yeah. I understand that you're half human, half elf, but what is it like? What's the deal with humans?
Not always, but almost always. Human blood involved.
I don't recall. Was Ben human?
You don't know. Ben was very unhuman when you met him, but you do know that he wasn't born like that. Ben looks like this.
Oh, yeah.
No, if anyone's
I
pissed
was-
off a witch, it's this guy.
Just to straighten his record, Ben has long horns, fairy-like wings, or wasp bee-like wings.
Giant bees everywhere.
Yeah, he is. He's definitely a swarm keeper, and he tends a herd of quite powerful and larger bees. But he's obviously a changed man. He does have pointy ears, but whether that's part of his changing or whether that's the original part of him, you don't know.
What is that basket full of honey?
Yeah, maybe your honeycomb.
Full of secrets.
Anyway. Yeah. God.
Anyway, no, I have never. I don't know why he has the
Yeah.
markings. I have no idea.
Are you alright after that encounter, by the way, William? I mean, like, that was a lot. I mean, like, he was basically, coming at you like, what have you done?
Cleopatra.
While you were in your underwear.
I know.
I think we don't need to bring attention to that again. It's fine. I mean, it's not a problem that affects me. I mean, I didn't like him just forcing magic on me, but I mean, why should I? I mean, I don't give a shit about Ben, so I don't care.
What do you mean you don't give a shit about Ben?
I don't give a shit about him. I don't know him.
Well, I mean, like, we sort of know him.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, but he's a bit of a mate. You know what I mean?
Is he?
Sort of.
He was out of his gourd when we met him.
Yeah, we helped him, and then he gave us some honey or something like that, and it's
Okay.
the
Well,
start of
if it was just me traveling and I saw a guy passed out in a pool of his own honey, I would have kept walking.
All right, I get it. You're not one to lend a hand.
To someone passed out in their own yard, no. It doesn't really concern me.
I mean, don't you just want to sort of check on the well-being of others?
Of a random stranger passed out in their own yard? No. No, not really.
Just a reminder, he wasn't just passed out. He had been in a 3 or 4 day stupor, and he was seeing the
Sure.
stars in midday.
Well, sure, but I wouldn't have gotten that close to inspect to get that information.
Well, you guys got it as a group,
Well, yes, but I'm saying that I wouldn't have got the information because I wouldn't have bothered because it's not my business who's sleeping in their own yard.
Okay.
All right. Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
You sure you wouldn't try to frisk anything off of him? You just completely leave him be?
Well, I'm not I don't just go robbing people.
Unless they're dead.
There.
Well, that's a bit different. They're not gonna use whatever the fuck's on their dead body.
I actually
Well,
happen to
they're
agree
not
with
dead
that.
unless you go attack.
Unless I go to attack, did you just say?
Go check.
Unless you go check
Unless I go check. Well, because I could see him breathing.
from a distance.
Yeah, I've got good eyes.
New William Law unlocked! He can spot life!
It's a feat. Eye of the breath seeker.
Yeah, exactly. I can spot undead a mile away. And dead.
It's a new feature of True Sight in these new rules.
Yeah.
All right.
Does
Well-
anyone else have any questions, or can I go back to sleep, and you guys can go back to.
Well, at this point, I'm assuming everybody would probably go to bed. It's nearly 1 o'clock in the morning. But a breakfast date in 7 hours. There is a rambunctious noise coming from downstairs, but it has quietened down a little bit. We all headed to bed? Cool. Hit the long rest button. You will be woken up in the morning, about 7 or 8 hours later. It's about 8:30 in the morning. Excuse me? Breakfast and your guest are here.
Guest. Oh, the person being us for profit.
Yeah.
Did you say guests plural?
No, guest.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
I'm getting
Come
used to
in.
that fancy brown robe. I'm sleeping in it.
You guys probably did know that this was coming, and you probably were, on the way up or whatever. Harrod comes in, sort of looking quite bleary-eyed and tired, and then behind her, sort of almost completely non-existent, is Henry, just moving like his head weighs 1,000 tons. And they sort of bring in this large platter, and then lots of small dishes. It's fruits, cheeses, and meats is the majority of the breakfast. And then Harriet asks if any of you would like eggs.
Yes, please. 2 fried, sunny side up.
I'm okay, thank you.
For His Highness.
I'll have mine poached.
So will I. You hear Henson from the door. 2, please, poached. Thank you very much. And some fruit juice if you have it. Unless you have any coffee. Right. We do have a little bit of coffee. It's quite. I'll bring the coffee. She sort of goes to say it's quite expensive, and then she looks at Henson's fine regalia and sort of goes, yes, okay. Henson will sort of, well, good morning. Sorry, nice and early. I hope you don't mind. I didn't bring Jackson today. He deserved a morning's rest. Might I sit here, young man? And Weary, he will gesture towards the edge of your bed. And you go, can he sit on the edge of your bed?
Young man. Haven't heard that one in a while.
Well, just a term, as you do. May I sit here?
Yeah, of course, mate.
I've just realised we have a map of you guys' room. It probably still has a spider in it, doesn't it? No, it doesn't. Just a pool of darkness in the corner.
Just tables and no beds.
There were beds set up after this in the corners, but yeah, there's a bit of a mess, isn't it? Anyway, he would take a seat and sort of say, "What have you learned?" Is Jyloko doing it intentionally?
Well, me and Dinari sort of figured out that Jyloko went to see the wizard in the wizard of the Tower of that one.
Powerful man,
and,
reclusive. Doesn't see many people.
And he got in favor with the wizard or something like that, and then went to see the Witch of the Woods,
right.
And that pissed her off.
You didn't want to piss her off. She's quite powerful, you know.
Yeah, and so I think she put a curse on him to bring bad luck to all those around him. But it sort of only happens to you. That's sort of weird.
Right.
And Dinari, do you want to tell him about Renfrey?
About Renfrey? What about Renfrey? Renfrey's a lovely gentleman.
Yeah, we just noticed that Jaloko's not the only one in the vicinity when, that those strokes of bad luck seem to befall you. And that kind of put us on Renfrey's trail for a little bit, and yesterday he kind of showed us, he led us into this weird item that he has.
Oh, yes, he stole it from the very witch herself. It's brought him great luck, you know. Yes.
Hmm.
He tells everybody his secret. He's very proud of it.
No, it's not really a secret then, is it? Jeez.
No, not at all. But, well, you know, that's the way these things go. Yes, I believe a stone that brings him great luck. And it has done. Although not at cards. That would be Jailoko's department, I guess. Renfrey gambles little, to be fair. He has come into a small fortune.
I mean, it's...
Sorry, what was that, William?
You could always just buy your own lucky stone.
Oh, yes, they're just simply just raining from the sky, I imagine.
No one know you would look for one.
I wouldn't know where to find them. Very rare artifacts, they're not. Extremely rare.
It's an option.
I guess.
You could leave town and go to another car.
So could he! Sorry, that was a little sharp, wasn't it? My apologies. This is my life here. I don't want to leave.
I have a feeling he will leave at some point or another. He's sort of a guy that, you know, goes where the wind takes him.
It bloody well needs to start blowing. Why has he stopped for so long? Can he blow onwards? Does he have plans to? See if you can learn that today, on the hunt.
On the now?
Oh, we're going hunting. Sorry. Yes. 2 horses I think you need, right? You have a horse each. You have a horse? I saw you come into town. He points to Anivari. And do you also have a horse, William?
Men's preserve me. Yes, I have a horse.
Great. And the 2 of you, can you ride?
Me?
Yes, you and Weary. Can you ride? Jackson will give you the basics. It's pretty simple. You just sit on and hold tight.
I want Riri to respond with everything like that.
Well, I'll have 2 whites drawn up for you at the stables. Just let them know that my name. Yes, we're going hunting. Well, you're going hunting. I'm not going hunting. There is a hunt this morning. We've been invited by the prince himself. I believe there's about 8 of you going.
Do you know who the 8 are?
I believe it was a group you played cards with last night. Well, not all of you. Some of you, maybe.
That was Solomon, Joloko.
Not Solomon. There was Jailoco. There was Asian, the dangerous-looking elf. There was Baronet Hulin and the prince, and then the 4 of you. A lovely
What about
little collection.
Shara?
Oh, and Shara, yes, sorry, and Shara. Yes, there was 8 plus the prince, that's correct. Well, yes, those. And, well, Jackson will be going with you as well.
Oh, yeah.
Hunting for what exactly?
Well, so there are fair few wild boar in the area to the north, and there's also there's elk. Elk are the prized hunt, but boar hunting is more the prince's thrill. Yes.
Is he good at it?
Very.
Are the others?
The prince is good at most things, if I'm honest. Baronet Hulin is a proficient hunter. Asian is an exceptional hunter, though he prefers to hunt on foot with a bow, I hear. I know nothing
Option to be on
Jailoco.
foot?
Perhaps when you reach the forest, at least. You will be hunting through the forests, so riding is not mandatory. But you will need to ride there.
What are we going to hunt with?
Oh, I'm proficient with the crossbow. Whew.
Oh, you have your own ways of... I assumed that that's the one thing that you guys would be. I just thought that...
Oh yeah,
perhaps I
no.
didn't think.
No, mate. We can provide, but I didn't know if there was like, oh, you have to use special stuff. or
There are no
was,
rules,
like-
although you will be given a boar spear.
Oh god, I don't want to
God.
be up that close to a ball.
No, that's why you have the spear. You plant it in the ground in front of you so it can't get to you before impaling itself.
Ah,
Jax will show you the basics, no worries. He'll be down at the stables in about 45 minutes if you're willing to meet him.
Yeah, all right. Suppose it's appropriate. I got poached eggs.
Oh,
We're doing a bit of
some poaching.
Yeah.
Is it poaching if they're wild?
Nah, I think it's poaching if it's illegal, and there's
Yeah.
not many things I do that aren't illegal. It
Oh.
feels like.
Hunting's
didn't
very
say
legal
that.
here.
It's just a joke, mate. It's just a joke.
Oh, don't worry. Well, I hope you have a lovely morning. So you suspect it might be Renfrey as well?
Listen,
Potentially,
Sort
it's
of
all speculation now.
Some sort of interaction, perhaps.
yeah. Look, he could. I mean, he stole from the Witch of the Woods. He could be cursed as well.
Cursed with great luck.
For him, not so much for those around him.
No.
The hardest part about all of this is that there's never truly a time when you are alone with either of them. It's really hard to pinpoint who exactly might be the cause when you guys are always surrounded by each other. We need to find situations where you're relatively alone with each of them, even if that does, bring you some harm. As I look to your broken wrist.
Well, yes, indeed, I would have been on the hunt today with Jaloco and not Renfrey, but alas, I cannot hunt like this. Perhaps a pleasure walk later in this evening with only one of them. Renfrey loves the gardens.
What the hell is a pleasure walk?
It's quite simple. You go for a little wander in a pleasant area like a garden or perhaps along the beach or in small wooded areas, and you enjoy the atmosphere.
Sounds romantic.
I thought the
Oh, you
gardens
just go
were
for a
closed.
walk.
Oh, that is true. That is
Yeah,
true. We could
because of
sneak
the
in.
ritual.
You want to sneak in for a walk with Renfrey?
Now it does sound romantic, does it? I don't want to give that impression, especially to Renfrey. He sleeps with men, Perhaps that we should.
Okay.
Perhaps we could in the surrounding hills or something, or down the river.
No, you just name places to murder someone and get away with it.
Well, you'll be there to protect me,
Why do you just walk around town?
because then we won't be alone. We'll be surrounded by people. I do always have
Okay.
hangers on around the town. Yes. Do you know how difficult it is to get down here alone?
No, I don't actually.
Tell me all about it.
Regardless, you will have fun on the hunt, and we will meet for breakfast tomorrow. Unless, of course, no, I will see you on the walk this evening. All that. Have you got enough attire?
Oh yeah.
And it's been satisfactory? Enjoyed the tailored clothing? Isaac said
Yeah,
you were
look,
more
it's growing on
enthusiastic
me.
than he expected.
Throw it on me.
Right. It shouldn't do that. It should say one size.
I think that's your other clothes you're thinking of, Weary.
Right. Shall I leave? Have a great
Yes.
day. And he sort of wanders on out.
All right, guys.
You
I
guys
just
have
want to do something real
Plan, we've
quick.
got 45 minutes.
As being
Flee
a
the
cleric
town.
now, now knowing that I'm a cleric, I want to give a prayer to Orion, the huntsman. Okay,
Mhm.
so I don't know if it's my god or not, but
Give me a
we'll,
religion
you know.
check.
All right.
I want to see what you know
Perfect.
about prayers to Orion.
I have a question. Where are you?
I got a 1.
Not much.
Yeah. What's the question?
I don't know much about all the gods, but from my understanding, they don't all get along. Surely they're not going to be very happy with you just picking up and dropping worship of them.
There's no dropping, mate. I'm keeping it up until one truly speaks to me. Something
then-
happened.
And then what happens then to the others once you've got that clarification?
Oh shit! I didn't think that far.
Yeah.
But they haven't answered me.
That's
Anyway,
it's kind of on them, it seems.
yeah. So like, maybe they. I mean, like, I've been praying all my life.
I looked at Anivari with a look that says, "Please don't encourage this."
And
I've
then
been praying all.
because I'm going to go down to the stable and groom my horse.
I've been praying all my life, and so far none have answered. So I assume they're not even paying attention.
Then surely you've been through them all already.
Yeah, multiple times.
But
Well,
then,
not all of them. There's some I don't know about. So it could be
So-
one of them.
Well, then why are you still praying to the ones that haven't answered you?
Well, one of them did. That's how I got my magic.
Right.
Remember, it happened not too long ago.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, go on. Pray.
All right. Mr. Orion, or please, protect us in our hunt and let our arrows rain and bolts rain true, and let us kill some stuff. But all in the name of like the hunt, not in like a bad way. All right.
Roll me a D100.
No.
All right. 62.
Listen. Strain your ears for a moment. Stretch. Seeking anything. Any connection. There is only silence.
Well, probably not Orion, but you never know. He might just be busy at this point.
Ryan, currently engaged. please start again later. Cool. As you guys finish breakfast, I will. Why not? Bumpkin, roll me a d20. You're rolling for the cookery check for the Silver Pony.
Oh, 8.
Okay, well, you can each add 2 max HP.
Hey.
Oh, no, sorry. No, you would lose 2. Never mind. Ignore that. You had none.
Oh.
You had none. No, it's a...
Okay.
That's not how that works.
We're adding with an 8?
No, they got a 12, which is 2 minus, 14 minus 2 instead of 14 plus 2. Cool. You can head on down to the stables, where you will see Jackson sort of waving. Good morning! Good morning!
Morning.
I've got some horses for you. For you specifically, Dinari, and you, Weary. They're a pair. White stallions. Lovely. Lovely horses. Do you want to come and meet them?
All right.
Yeah.
This is Cloud and this is Mist. And he will introduce the pair.
Wow.
Mist is of slightly more even temperament, though Cloud is the faster of the two. Which one of you would like which?
Turn weary and just go. Choose the one that speaks to you. This is
No,
gonna be
they-
a shit
they
show
don't
for me
talk.
either way. Thanks.
Alright. I'm so literal in this town.
I mean, plenty of animals
Yeah.
do speak. That's good reason to be literal.
I
Of course, Mr.
look up
Mumbles
and
was
I
right.
mutter. I look up and I mutter to myself, yeah, don't get jealous, mate. As I look up to Tim, and I approach the faster one. And
As you approach
I'll give
Cloud,
Dinari.
Tim just squawks in its face. Bah! Straight down,
Hey!
right at the horse, like right in its face. And then as you go to bat him, he sort of flies off onto the ceiling. So he turns his back to you with the hump. As you reach out to Cloud, both of you give me an animal handling check. Let's see how well you handle the first few moments of time with these horses.
I'm gonna go find my horse, which I think should be with Anivari.
Yeah.
Oh, not natural
7.
20.
Beautiful.
Oh,
What did you get, Dinari?
7.
7. So you're the one with a more even temperament, but as you reach up for its range, you stand, like, you sort of scrape the edge of your, I'm assuming you got proper boots. So the edge of your boot sort of scrapes along the edge of his leg. He's sort of a bit grumpy and sort of bumps his head into the side of you. Whereas Weary, you sort of take the reins and the horse sort of leans down and nuzzles against you a little bit. And you feel a connection. You can both put a riding horse in your extras if you wish. As you've been donated these for the foreseeable future. And Jackson seeing this sort of, I didn't think you rode. The horse is taking to you like wildfire. Well, that's good. Well, we're going to be, I thought we'd go out a little early, and I'll show you how to use a boar spear and make sure you can get the basics of riding, those of you who haven't. And then we'll join the hunt. The hunt's at about 10:30 in the morning. Early for the baronet.
So you said 10:30 is early.
For the baronet, yes. He's often partying till the early hours of the morning.
All right, show me what to do with this thing.
Right. Yes. If you just there's the stirrup here. Just put your foot in that, and then swing yourself up and over the horse. You can put your hands here, and he sort of kind of looks like he might guide you, but doesn't put a hand on you. Give me an athletics check. Weary with your nat 20. I don't need one. I will write.
It's not a nat 20. It's a non-natural.
No. The animal handling was an unnatural 20.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Give me an athletics check. You can give it with me advantage because the horse is being cooperative.
Oh, good. I need that.
10.
Okay.
Okay, that was a natural 20.
Nice.
For 19.
Yeah, where he sort of just like leaps up and sort of falls astride, and as you do so, the horse begins to sort of just walk on out the stall quite happily. You sort of, as you rest a hand upon his neck, you feel like the merest sort of nudge of your legs will guide him one way or another. That being said, Weary still hasn't been a horse, so there's this moment of sort of, a little unsettledness. Dinari, as you sort of plonk down on the horse, it gets a little bit overexcited and sort of rears back a little bit, and you find yourself sliding, but you grab hold of the reins, and then the horse sort of and begins to sort of push forward. And Jack's sort of, wait, don't go straight. Oh dear. Right, okay. And he goes running across the stables to get his own horse to follow you out, and then he'll come out and sort of corral your two horses together. I'm assuming that Whisper and Atreides and their riders. Is it Whisper? Did I make that up?
Yeah, Whisper.
Okay, good. Yes, Whisper, Atreides, and their riders will already be outside. Cool. Jackson sort of catching them, corralling the horses, will sort of then go back to his to a pin in the stables where he's got these long spears. What's different with these spears to traditional spears is they don't have a wooden haft. They've got metal all the way along. Sort of like two pieces of metal all the way along, so that if you set them, they're not going to bend at all. They're very, very hefty pieces, but they're quite light to hold. And he will show you that at the back they've got a sort of small spike. And then he will sort of give each one of you a boar spear and show you where you can put it sort of on the white horse. There's a sort of actual sheath for them. If you haven't got a spear sheath on Atreides or on Whisper, then he will find one of these and attach it to the reins for you. And you'll see that he has a boar spear. You'll also see that he has a magnificent longbow, which you haven't seen him with before. This longbow seems sort of incredibly sleek, dark wood, silver and gold leaves are all the way along the handles, forming a beautiful sort of curved grip in the middle. And the string seems to sort of like slightly green tinged light seems to emanate from the string. As he gestures you, he will lead the four of you out. This is a sort of very bumpy ride for the both of you, Weary and Dinari. You keep your grip sort of quite tight on the horse. You find yourself just being rocked around a little bit. It's quite a sore ride at first, quite uncomfortable.
I'll ride alongside Dinari and sort of like give pointers.
Okay. And as you guys head out into the wilderness, so to speak. Bear with me a second. Sorry, too many things to click.
It like starts to get kind of annoying. I'm just like, okay, and your heels down and point your toes up. Yeah, and don't forget, and you have to, okay, loosen your hands. No, okay, keep your heels down.
If I loosen, I fall off.
You just got, you don't have to hold on so hard. It's okay. I mean, let them have their head.
No.
You gotta okay, listen, it can feel your tension.
Can it smell my fear?
I mean, yeah, kind of. Just breathe.
Okay.
With these sort of gentle bits of guidance, you really don't get much better. In this particular moment, it's you're managing. You're both holding on, and you'll be led along the brook into a sort of open area of grass. And Jackson will suggest that we dismount, and he will show you how to do that. And then Dinari, you will quickly realize that if you just jump hard enough, you will land quite happily off the horse.
Yeah, it's just a.
Yeah. Weary, you will have to dismount properly. I don't believe you've got more than a +3 to athletics, do you?
No, I got a -1.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so you have to do the proper dismount, and then he will show each of you how to set a boar spear. So you put it slightly in the grass and basically point it at a 30-degree angle out the grass towards the animal that, he says, boars tend to charge, usually at you. They can be quite deadly creatures, long tusks, you don't want to be in the way of one of those. So I suggest you set the boar spear and then take 2 steps backwards. This way they'll run up the spear and then impale themselves and they won't get to you. It's a great way to catch them. Often we use dogs to drive boars towards us. And then that's the thrill of the hunt. It's what Prince Sam enjoys so much. So you'll be happier on foot, I'm guessing, once we reach the forest. So, should the 2 of you wish to dismount, or 3 of you perhaps. I'm assuming you will stay riding. Gestures to Anivari.
Whatever worked best.
Sort of, do you shoot? Specifically, he's asking Anivari.
I could. I'm not great at it, but I could.
Okay, no worries. Perhaps you will be. I have some javelins that we often use in the hunt if you prefer. I'll bring those.
Probably feel better, yeah.
Okay. So he has a small, it's like a very big quiver, basically, and it's down at the side, and he has sort of 8 or 10 javelins in. I'll pass you them when it's time. Dinari, do you have a bow?
Yeah, I got a longbow.
I thought you did, yeah. Cool. Dinari and Weary have a bow, and he sort of looks to William, and I'm assuming you'll find your own way to contribute. You're muted.
You're meant to be able to lip read. I said I will.
Very well. Do you want a bow or anything, or are you quite happy?
No, thank
unarmed.
You. I have 6 strength and 8 dex. Those things are not going to be good for me.
Right. Right. I've got 9. Strength. That
your
is.
wrist is broken.
No, his wrist's not broken. He's perfectly healthy. This is Jackson.
Isn't it? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Sorry,
Cool. But at this point, he will suggest that you guys get ready to join the hunting party that is gathering at the gate.
Yeah, as we leave the town, I will be keeping an eye out for ghostly highwaymen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you have only seen them in the evening so far, or in the darkness of the forest. So it'd be a little bit surprising to see them out in this light, but perhaps.
I never know. Or it could be those lightning elementals.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like there's a storm brewing?
No. It is bright sunshine, lovely clear day. As you head on over, you will see that already getting ready is Asian. Asian has a sort of charcoal black horse with gold gelding, which is quite ostentatious, but also just looks... he's incredibly sort of well-muscled, large stallion. Anivari, you can't help but be a little impressed. A horse like that is usually quite hard to handle. And he seems to have it incredibly docile, speaking very quietly to it. You'll see the Baronet Hewlin has this sort of chestnut mount. It's a little small and seems to have a temper on it. It's already tried to bite the man leading it twice. And he seems pretty good with horses. The prince has a beautiful white stallion, much reminiscent of Shadowfax. And Shara has a sort of very light-footed grey... they're not called speckled, there's a proper word for it.
Dappled.
Dappled, that's the word I'm looking for, thank you. Horse. But it seems like it's, despite its sort of smallness, it seems very well bred. And then you'll see Jailoco leading something that doesn't look like a normal horse. Give me a nature check, Weary and Anivari.
Oh, why me?
Same.
Because you've travelled, Weary. And Anivari, because you might know animals. These animals.
11.
Mm-hmm.
Surprisingly good. 17.
Yeah, you've seen these little squat desert horses. They sort of, their neck is sort of leaning forwards all the time. They're much shorter than regular horses, and sort of a little lighter of foot. Very, very temperamental beasts. If a camel was to polymorph itself into a horse, it would look like this. You know, they're nasty little bastards. They're like little jeppers. He's sort of leading it, and it looks ridiculous next to all these sort of large stallions and stuff. But it sort of suits him in a way, and he's got colourful saddle, and the horse has a sort of, instead of having proper reins, it's got this sort of like coloured scarves sort of over the reins, if you will, sort of making it all look a bit circus acty. And indeed, he sort of leaps and he sits side saddle, so he's got two legs one side of the horse. And as he does so, he sort of waves and greets you, and the prince gives you a very cordial greeting, and we should set out quickly if we're to make the forest in time for the hunt.
Lead the way.
Well, Jackson's going to break the trail for us, I believe. Comes highly recommended from Henson. Jackson sort of nods, and we've got a couple of more novice riders here, so we're going to take a fairly easy trail until we get to the forest, and then I thought we might hunt on foot today. And you'll see like this sort of almost slightly evil smile on Baronet Hewlin's face.
Of course, because he hunts humans regularly.
Mm-hmm. He seems very pleased about this turn of events. And you'll see that his riding leathers are all very tight-fitting black affairs that have... there's no colour, no... It's almost austere to the point of uncomfortability. It's a very harsh outfit. Despite his sort of dark colouring and dangerous look, Asian is wearing very natural hunting greens and browns. He seems completely at ease in this environment, and you would know that being an elf, he's probably had a lot of practice and a long time to sort of accommodate to this. But he's more gentle in this atmosphere than you would have expected. Shara also seems very competent, and she'll pull her horse up alongside Weary and Dinari. And sort of, how are you finding the riding?
I'm already kind of rubbed raw between the legs.
It takes a few months to get over that. And else we don't have those. But just don't grip so hard. Try and relax a little.
Okay.
Do you hunt? Have you hunted in the past?
Not for sport like this.
But for food? Or do you hunt monsters?
There's a market in the place where I live. I can just go buy
Right.
stuff like everyone else does.
Right. So you don't... I don't know, because sometimes adventurers, when they travel, they hunt for their food on the road.
We haven't been in dire straits enough that we haven't had to rely on hunting and what have you.
Oh, that's good. Weary, have you hunted before?
I've had to, in the past, scrounge around for food sometimes.
Right.
But, you know, you make do.
I'm told you're a crack shot with a crossbow.
Ah, well, we'll see. We'll see, won't we?
Is that bird following us? She looks back,
Oh,
and
is
you
it?
see Tim sort of gliding fairly low to the ground, quite close behind. And as you say that, he hears that he's being summoned, sort of swoops in and lands on your shoulder, Weary, and he leans over, just at the horse, and then sort of looks up, and you can see him almost preening in Shara's eyes.
Yeah, oi! That's enough out of you.
Oh, you know the bird. Certainly seems to know you.
Yeah, he's sort of my best friend, in a certain way.
Right. I see. A pleasure to meet you. She gives a little nod to Tim. How did you meet?
Um,
Did you raise him from a hatchling?
no. I just sort of always look like this. I don't know how old he is, but he's certainly old enough. But,
Right.
it was one time me and my crew were stranded, and there was this moment where we thought we were all gonna die of starvation. We had enough water, but we just ran out of food, and there was some gulls up above, and they were circling us, and then out of nowhere, this one comes in and dives down, gets some fish, has a fish for himself, gets some fish for us for some reason, and we've looked out for each other ever since.
He adopted you? Perhaps because your crewmates didn't kill him for food on the day.
Maybe. We were certainly trying to get those seagulls.
Well, I'm glad to have met him. I have
Yeah.
some potions back at home. We could speak to him at some point. See what he's really got to say.
I think I can tell what he's always saying.
Right.
Known him long enough.
I'm not so blessed. And as she says this, Tim sort of leans down to you and sort of lets out a couple of small, almost clucking sounds and then a squawk afterwards. You get the impression that he's not impressed with the idea of a potion of animal speaking. He doesn't like the sound of that. Doesn't want to converse with humans in their own tongue. But yeah, as you guys are led out, I will take another animal handling check from Weary and Dinari, please, to see how you're managing these mounts as Jackson breaks the trail. While they're doing that, can I have a perception check, please, from Anivari and William, who are probably a little more relaxed and able to look out and about?
13 on the animal handling.
15 on the animal handling.
The two of you are managing. It's not the most comfortable ride ever, but you're keeping pace. You're not holding the group back, and you're getting on all right with those horses. Perception checks from William and Elora, because name's gone. Anivari.
11.
Perception, you say?
I did.
12.
Okay. The two of you sort of, it's a lovely day. You see a group of birds fleeing from sort of flying out of the forest at one point and circling up above. Nothing particularly unusual, just a nice sight. And you sort of just catch just a moment, both of you catch a strange gleam in the sky. You're not sure if it was just a moment where two clouds parted around the sun, or whether something sort of shiny it was almost like something shiny was thrown up in the air very briefly. But both of you catch it a little way above the forest. Just like almost like a shooting star in the middle of the daytime. And you will hear Asian sort of say, "We don't know what that was." A light above the forest, very briefly. Anyone else catch it?
I saw it.
Jackson sort of shrugs. And trick of the light, I'm sure.
It's probably Tom Bombadil.
I agree.
Don't actually see
the prince sort of shrugs it off, and he'll begin to make conversation with each of you, asking you, if you've hunted in the past, and what you think about the sport of hunting, and all sorts else besides.
When he talks to us all individually, does he seem to be taking genuine interest, or does it seem like he'd much rather be talking to the two tieflings?
Give me an insight check.
Wow, nat 1
Oh.
for 5.
You didn't really catch much of anything he was saying to the others, especially as the Dinari and Weary were quite far back. So you only really saw what he was saying to you, but he seemed to be taking interest when he spoke to you. And he asks a few questions that show that he doesn't want to expose too much about you to everybody else, but he does sort of say, first of all, William, I notice you're unarmed, apart from the spear. You use magic to hunt?
Yeah, I plan on it.
Does it feel more personal that way, or less personal, perhaps? Is there still a thrill to it?
Oh, gosh. I'm trying to figure out how honest to be. Yeah, I think that I should use what I'm best at.
Yes, definitely.
It's not much fun failing with a bow and arrow.
Well, very well. Jaloko sort of pipes up and the best use of magic when hunting is to trick an animal to come to us. Use of an illusion. And he sort of gestures with his hand, sort of his wild gesture. And William, you'll get the impression that whilst Jaloko does have some magic, it's not very well. He's not a natural. It's a few parlor tricks.
Of course not many are.
And a very static-looking illusion of a small animal. You're not exactly sure what it's meant to be. It's somewhere between a dog and a deer. Sort of is just there next to you guys briefly. You're not sure it would entice any wild animal, and he sort of shakes his head and gestures away. Not quite what I was going for, but I have seen it done. Full illusions to trick an animal right up to us, and then he's gone. The prince turns and, you have some magic about you, Jaloko. Where did you learn it? And Jaloko will sort of say, oh, in my homeland, back to the south around the desert. I trained a little time with he called himself a wizard. I would call him a card cheat, but we learnt a bit of everything from him. Perhaps more about cards than I did about magic, but I have a couple of little tricks. I am particularly good at one. I can produce fire in many colors as well. And he'll show you a green flame in his hand and then a blue flame in his hand. It's basically just a slightly modified version of the produce flame cantrip. But it looks kind of cool. They will sort of engage in conversation, and you notice that If you remember, the prince had said that the queen had tried to prevent him from talking too much to Jailoko. He seems to take a very intense interest in Jailoko and ask him lots of different questions. The baronet sort of does a very outward yawn. Oh, goodness me, I didn't realise there'd be so much yapping along. And he turns to Asian and we prefer our hunt in silence. Far more serious affair when it's us.
Is Asian one of the weirdos who was sat with him talking about the mother house?
It is Asian's house that is.
It
is his home, his noble land.
But was he one of the two?
He was one of the two. Yes, he was the one who said very little. He also. No, never mind. Sorry, carry on.
No, go on. Tell
No,
me.
I was about to confuse him with something else, so he didn't do anything of the sort. But you do remember that the Baronet Culin also has some magic about him. If you remember, he put his hand on your wrist and showed you into his mind.
Yeah, very invasive. What is with everyone casting spells on me without my permission?
You're a target.
Okay.
You make yourself a target, is what I meant. You rile them up, engage with them. Yes. Shouldn't do that. Anyway, as you guys approach the edge of the woods, Jackson will say, if we're going to picket any horses, I think we should picket them all. Perhaps here, although... and he looks specifically to the prince and to you, Anivari. See if either of you want to remain mounted.
I look to the prince to see what he does.
Perhaps we will learn more about each other if we ride on if we walk on foot. Can't really walk on anything else, can you? Strange sentence. Sorry. Nevertheless, I think we'll progress on foot. Jackson sort of nods and he stakes a few sort of pieces of they're sort of like metal rings with a bolt down underneath. He stakes a few of them together and then begins tying a fairly intricate knot in those and then around a tree. And then he will leash each horse to that sort of circular thing he's created. And you guys will enter into some forest land.
As a note, I don't let him tie treaties.
No? Okay, he will sort of... Oh. Okay, no problem.
He'll be fine.
Right. The prince gives you a sort of long look. And then sort of wanders over to you and... Anivari, how came you about your mount? Horse?
I convinced a struggling merchant that he was more trouble than he was worth.
Give me a deception check.
It's true.
Is it?
It is true.
Oh, my bad. Sorry, I must have misunderstood something.
No, there was one point where it was different.
Right, you changed it and like we could... Okay, cool. I was like, I was sure there was a thing.
I did
No
not
longer a
kill
thing.
him.
No deception check. Very well. He sort of... Oh, okay. You seem to... Have you been riding together long? You seem to have a close bond.
Going on 10 years.
A beautiful horse.
Yes, he is.
He sort of looks at you for a moment without saying anything, and it's a little intense. It's a little too much for a second. Shakes his head and... Sorry. Lost in thought for a second there. Right. You said we were following an elk trail, Jackson? Jackson sort of looks over, and is anybody proficient in survival?
Yep.
Cool. Wary, give me a survival check.
Nat 1 for a 6.
Yeah, breaking trails in a forest isn't something that Wary's used to at all.
That's true.
And you'll see the sort of... as you're trying to follow the trail, you kick a root and sort of mess a bit of the trail before you can even start to read it. You find yourself sort of almost getting turned in a circle before Jackson comes up behind you and just gestures you back towards the trail. And it's very different than open land, and certainly from the sea and the beach. Don't worry. You'll get used to it.
I hope so. No trails on the sea, mate.
No, but I understand that when you stop at small islands, you probably find very different trails than you would sort of deep inland like this. And he'll begin to tell you a few of the things he's looking at. At one moment, he mentions that this was an elk that has travelled this way, and he asks him sort of, "You're wrong, you know." Jackson sort of looks back. Sorry, you're wrong. The elk didn't go that way. Look, you can see just there, a little twist. He actually turned, and I would assume that he leapt from there. That's a second trail underneath an older trail. And you'll note as he sort of like dissect, and he'll tell you like 7 or 8 different animals that have crossed the trail and which way they were going and what time of day or night he thought they were. And, and then he sort of, just a little way off, he sort of looks to a tree and he gestures at a little blood splatter that's there. And he can build you like a whole story of exactly what happened on the hunt here. And he sort of turns and, sorry, you were teaching. I didn't mean to interrupt, just... It's good to learn it the right way. I've been hunting in these woods about 6 centuries.
Jesus Christ.
You get to know that. He gives a smile, and again, you get this really real contrast. When he was in the city at the game hall and stuff, he seemed like a predator. He seemed like an angry and violent and sort of quite cold man. Out here, he's relaxed. A little beautiful to look at as well. Sort of very... It's definitely his setting. And at this moment, I'll take a perception check from anybody who's proficient or has a positive modifier.
So close.
15.
10.
Okay. William, you rolled?
I got a 5.
Okay. And you do not have a positive modifier or proficiency, Anivari?
Correct.
How unwise of you. Yes. Who got the 15? Was that Dinari? Dinari, you hear a rustle in the side of the trees, and you see that already 2 of them have turned. And what's his name? Jailoko sort of very exuberantly like stakes his boar spear in the ground and points it forward. And Shara lets off a shot, and you hear, and you see an animal sort of tumble out the side of the bush. It is a small rabbit. And you just hear Baronet Hewlin, mighty impressive, Shara. We will all feast on that. Shame, I would rather have caught the creature that was chasing it, but probably scared it off now. Perhaps you can hang it from your horse's rear as a trophy. He sort of picks up the rabbit and chucks it at her feet in disdain.
Who's saying that? Sorry?
Baronet Hewlin.
That's right. Of course.
The prick. Who do you think?
Perhaps we should maybe split up a little bit. All this talking is surely driving away.
It's about time we all found some silence. But you're right, we should split into 2 groups. The Baronet Hewlin says, almost trying to take charge, and the prince sort of, well, Baronet, why don't you take Asian and a couple of others? Jackson sort of, I'll go. Looks around.
I'll go too. I want to catch how evil this guy is.
Yeah. And as you say that, he sort of gives a little side nod, and Shara says, "Very well, myself as well." And then the prince sort of turns to weary Anivari, Dinari, and Jailoko and says, "Well, just us then. We'll break trail left." And the prince takes the lead. You notice Jackson sort of, Your Highness. And Prince Aemon sort of looks at him. It's Aemon. Is there a concern? Jackson sort of shifts from foot to foot, and I was instructed to stay with you. Very well. Let me come with us. He looks over at you, William, and I would have liked to see how you hunt. The Baronet sort of turns, and myself and Asian and Shara will be able to keep up with the rest of you. You may keep the wizard. And Simon, good. Then we shall. I don't think he's a wizard, though. Call yourself a wizard, William?
Oh, they're talking about me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell the fuck no.
Is that what William says? Hell the fuck no.
Wait, so what did he say?
The Baronet said that him, Asian, and Shara would easily be able to keep up with the rest of you as a group in terms of what they could hunt. And they said to the prince, you may keep the wizard.
Oh.
And then the prince said, I don't think he's a wizard, though. Are you, William?
No, I don't need any books to cast magic. And I'll turn to the Baronet and just say, well, if you're so capable, then surely it's no problem if I tag along.
Oh,
yeah. Unless maybe are you going somewhere that you don't want others to come with you?
No, we're on a hunt. We will compete either way if you tag along. I hope your clumsiness doesn't disturb the prey, but other than that, sure. You can come with us if you wish.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's hope that you're better at hunting than you are games.
He smiles and gives you a small nod and says nothing more.
Because there ain't nothing to say.
William, as you follow, you'll notice that the trail is broken very quickly. I will take a survival or athletics check, your choice, please, to try and keep up and remain quiet.
Okay, I've got positive survival, to be fair. Mm-hmm. Ooh, 19.
Yeah. So, despite the speed at which Asian breaks the trail, you'll notice it's Asian and then the Baronet, and then it's expected to be you, and Shara is quite a way behind, sort of checking the trail, following up behind. They move incredibly quickly, very confidently, very quietly. They make barely any sound upon the ground, even through the sort of dried leaves in the forest area, and they don't say a word to each other. A couple of times, you'll notice the Baronet turn around and give a little symbol. He sort of has his fingers like this, and then he twitches his thumb in a various direction. After a few little demonstrations, you will note that it seems to be that the finger is where they're heading, and the thumb is where he believes the prey will be. And you can see that they're trying to sort of curve to meet it at some point along the line. These two have obviously hunted together a lot. Behind you, you hear Shara sort of, ow!
What's wrong?
I don't know. I felt a sort of pain up my spine. No worries, nothing to think about.
Is this a common occurrence?
No, never. No worries. No, I don't need to rest. Fine.
Very well.
Give me a perception check, William, and we will turn to the others. The prince leads you quite slowly and quite methodically. Jackson, a couple of times, sort of, you can see assisting him and trying to direct him a little different direction. And after a little while, the prince begins he makes a few comments or asks a few questions. And to each of you, he will ask your opinion, Dinari, Weary, and Anivari, on the trail and whether you think we might be heading towards Boars. None of you are Weary. I will take a survival check. Dinari and Anivari, you really don't know what you're looking for, and you're not quite sure why he's asking your opinion.
I got a 16.
Yeah, Weary, you do notice a few animal tracks. You're starting to get the hang of this, as Jackson showed you. And you do believe that you are following a boar trail, though in your experience in hunting, it's not usual that you'll follow the animal trail directly. You'd normally try and cut across the trail to where they might be going. So this is a little different, a little unusual. Tim sort of flies off and sort of skirts up ahead round the trees. He stays under the forest canopy, and it's a fairly spread out forest. It's not a thick forest. There's lots of clearings and empty space. And at one point he comes back and sort of looks a little agitated and flappy at you. It's quite difficult to get a read on what the hell he's trying to say or imply. The prince asked Jailoco 3 times whether he approves of the trail, and each time Jailoco sort of, yes, why wouldn't I? I know nothing about this. I'm just here to follow. But each time the prince asks him again. Jailoco sort of by the 3rd time he's, why do you keep asking us? You know where we are going and we do not. The prince sort of smiles back and, well, I was hoping that perhaps you might see things from a different perspective. See things that we don't. We do the same thing in the same way over and over again. An outside perspective is always fresh. Certainly, I learnt a lot about my own court by speaking to Anivari and William last night.
What did you learn?
Some of my views are reinforced that we are too insular, too unaware of our faults. Parents especially are really halting progress within the land. And the travel would do us all a lot of good. Getting out and about a little, seeing more of the world. I also learnt that our food is a little too ostentatious at times. And that perhaps we don't treat the servants as well as we should. I also learnt that William quite likes attention. Or doesn't enjoy when the attention is elsewhere. And that you keep your cards very close to your chest all the time. And he looks to Anivari.
I just smile slightly.
Oh, we should be quiet. Trail up ahead. As he says this, Tim lets out 2 raucous squawks. Really not something you would expect, Weary. Normally, especially, he's a creature that hunts for himself. It's an odd bit of behavior.
I'm not sure if everything's alright. I sort of say in a sort of just to the group.
What do you mean?
My bird, and as I say that, Tim does not like me saying my bird. Tim, he's acting something weird, mate. This is not normal. And I don't know, there's something off about something in these woods.
And as you say that, Tim will sort of launch himself from your shoulders and he stops at a tree branch a little way away and squawks loudly again, indicating that you should come closer.
Whatever side of the Prince Jackson is on, I'm just going to flank on the opposite side.
Okay.
Alright, I will approach Tim.
Yeah, and you'll see that at the bottom of the foot of the tree, you will see a mangled and chewed up corpse of a deer. Whatever attacked this was quite big, and seems to have shorn half of it away. You'll also see some burn marks, as if the creature was singed.
Fiends.
William, what was your perception check?
16.
16, yeah. As you're keeping a sort of hawk eye on the baronet, you see him muttering very quietly under his breath, wiggling his hand just slightly. One moment. And then you hear Shara, ah! Ow! I need to stop. I've got a cold pain in my spine.
Do I sense that he's casting magic?
If he did, it was undirected. He certainly didn't cast a spell on Shara, from what you could tell.
Yeah, he didn't turn and point or anything.
Yeah, he seemed to be casting constantly and in front of him. She sort of... I'm sorry, I'm holding us back.
Do you want me to take a look at your back?
If you would.
Yeah, sure.
She lifts her shirt and nothing. Regular, smooth back, no marks, no nothing.
Is it cold? She said that it was.
Give me a medicine check as you put your hand to her back.
Jeez, 4.
You can't detect anything out the usual, but as you place your hand on her back, she sort of goes almost rigid and...
Maybe you've just sprained it.
I think I should head back to the horses.
Okay, do you know the way?
She looks at you like, I'm an elf, idiot.
Well, you don't know what's wrong with your back, so...
Right, the two are not connected. I'll be absolutely fine. She does draw a short sword. She seems competent enough. She seems to hold it well, and just in case. And as she heads off towards the horses, the Baronet looks at you, and I don't suppose you want to go with her? You're happy? You're continuing? No odd back pains?
I will be continuing.
Right. That's wonderful. Asian said there's another creature in this woods. Something unusual. Look at this. And you will see a scorch mark on a root. Another little burn mark. And then he shows you a scratch mark sort of quite high up on the tree. And I think the creature has wings and has landed heavily here. I don't know what it could be.
Are there rocks in this region?
There are, but they don't breathe fire. Or burn in any way, as far as I'm aware.
Oh, I say out loud. As a sudden realization dawns on me.
Ah, yes, I read the chat.
Okay, I have my character sheet open.
Yes, he said, looks at you. We should regroup at the clearing.
This may be a chimera.
What on earth makes you say that? What's a chimera? The Baronet says, and Asian sort of looks back, and a dangerous creature and a worthy foe, and not a creature we should be hunting alone.
But are you suddenly no longer skilled?
I don't fight monsters. I hunt prey.
I just hang out with them. I murmur under my breath.
Asian smiles, clearly having heard you, and makes no comment. And you will hear a signal whistle come out almost the same time that Asian lets out a signal whistle. Mm-hmm. And as the two groups try and convene to meet back at a clearing, we will take a short break. Be right back. Hello, hello, and welcome back to the second half of Freedom Chase. As you guys begin to meet up in a clearing, there is an ominous feeling about the air for you, William. And again, you will notice that the Baronet is sort of very quietly muttering, moving his hand a little bit.
Does it sound like he's speaking in common?
No.
Because I know little bits of Elvish and Infernal.
No, it's definitely an arcane incantation.
Okay. Then I'll just say, what are you casting?
Asian will turn around and... Yeah, it'll take him a little while. He has a way of detecting thoughts about him. Sometimes he'll catch a more monstrous creature. So you'll know, as Josh, as well as William, that the detect thoughts can be ritual cast, which is obviously what he's doing, which is why he doesn't want to be interrupted. When he's finished that, he'll be able to detect the thoughts of creatures within 60 feet. Whilst that won't necessarily apply to...
So that's how he's good at hunting.
No, it doesn't apply to animals.
Okay.
But it would apply to something that classed itself as a monstrosity or a... You know, if something was beyond a creature, beyond an animal, it was something more than that, he might pick up on it. It's Asian that's an incredible hunter, and it's not him casting.
Okay.
As Asian begins sort of moving quicker and quicker, he turns back after a moment and looks in the direction that you know that Shara would have gone, and just sort of... And he shakes his head and then carries on, breaking the trail.
What is it?
She went alone.
She said she would be fine. She would know the way back. And she had a weapon.
I doubt she'll be fine if she's confronted with a chimera.
Well, but then perhaps she can hide. She knows the forest well.
You better hope she can. If you have any magics that would protect yourself or us, I suggest that you prepare them.
I don't respond in any way.
Mm-hmm.
Because A, I don't prepare spells. And B,
he more meant, if you like, because he doesn't know exactly what you do, but he was expecting something like a mage armor, for example.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, no, my mage armor would have been... Wait, do I? I don't have mage armor. No. I don't have any stuff like that, and also I don't think I'll be protecting them. So
cool, yeah.
I just look at him with indifference.
Okay, and then he says to you, "Follow the Baronet. You may find it difficult to keep an eye on me." And with that, he sort of starts moving a little quicker, and very quietly, and then you'll note like his features almost blur a little bit. And then just as you go around one tree, he's gone. The Baronet, however, seems to be following a trail, and you would assume that now the Baronet's got Detect Thoughts up, he's able to follow, even though Asian has been incredibly stealthy, he's able to follow him by following his thoughts. And as you try and follow the two of them, I'll take another survival check, please.
19.
Yeah. Again, the trail's been broken quickly, but you're managing. You're a little louder, a little more clumsy than the two of them, but you're coping. And then we will switch to the others. As the signal whistle is blown, the prince will turn around and there's a clearing about halfway between where we are and where they are. We'll meet there. Numbers are safety in numbers.
Eyes up. We know what this is.
You do?
I think so.
Going
I
to
looked
a
at
wide open
Dinari
clearing wise?
Sorry, what was that, Bumpkin?
Is going to a wide open clearing wise? I'm asking the
It is the only way we'd manage to meet up with the others. Once we're there, we can head back into the forest if it's safer. You don't get blindsided in a clearing. Whilst we might be easily seen, at least we'll see what's coming. What do you believe this creature is? Could be the marks of a wormling, no?
I think it's a chimera.
Chimera? They hunt in the mountains, don't they?
They should.
And why do you think it's a chimera? Have you seen one recently?
There's a very persistent druid who frequents your city.
One of Nor's experiments. Say no more. We cannot expect it to be domesticated.
Do you expect any of his experiments to be domesticated?
Well, a few of them have worked,
I suppose Mr. Volpus is friendly.
He has a displacer beast that purrs like a kitten. Method and
Don't
strokes
assume
it.
this one will purr.
Right, a failure. Okay. The prince sort of walks very closely to you, Anivari, and I meant what I said to my mother. I'm okay with a dueling sword, but if we're beset upon by a chimera, frankly, I think the best option for me is to run.
Safety in numbers.
Right. Yes. He sort of shows you this little tiny thin fencing sword, and this isn't going to be much use, is it? Jackson, the javelins.
That works.
And he sort of takes a javelin, holds it in both hands, really incompetently. Sort of. Okay.
Okay, no. And I just put my hand on it and lower it down, and I hand him the Glimmer Moon short sword instead.
Right. Slash or stab? Either. Right,
Whatever
got
works,
it.
just keep it away.
Okay. It's glowing.
It does that.
Right. He sort of looks nervous, and Jackson will look at you and... I'm no fighter either, though I can fire a bow.
Then do that.
Would that Shara was with us. Hopefully when we meet up with him, she'll be able to protect us. She's a very competent huntswoman. She was tasked with my protection.
Who's protecting her?
She can protect herself. And as you'll note the clearing come ahead, and both groups will see each other from across the clearing. And Asiam will sort of hasten to the prince's side, and my prince, we should get you to safety. To the horses as quickly as possible. He sort of looks to the baronet, and the rest of you, make your way as quickly as you can. I'm going to get the prince to safety.
We go together.
No, we do not. And with that, you'll see him put his hand on the prince's side, and then the prince sort of seems to speed up. And Asian sort of almost lifts him from the ground, and within moments, you can't see either of them. The baronet sort of... I understand there might be a chimera on the loose. Asian is... He'll get the prince to safety. He's most competent in that sense. Not much good in a fight.
Well, we need to get to the horses to make sure that Shar is safe.
Why isn't she with you?
She was having some pain in her back, so she volunteered to go back to the horses. I offered to go with her, but she... We were making fine pace, but she wanted to go back. And she said that she was fine going back alone. She had a weapon.
We should hurry.
As you say that, you just hear this sort of growl, and you see swooping down into the clearing.
Oh no.
Landing the chimera. And you just hear Baronet go, "What the fuck? You can't fight that!" And he just runs into the forest on his own. Just charges off. Jackson sort of looks at you and, well, guess we're up. Run or fight? And whatever happens, find yourself facing the Chimera.
Oh shit.
Is the Chimera in the room with us?
Yes, he's over here.
Oh shit, there he is. I was expecting it to be like on top of this tree.
Sorry, let me just find. I'm missing the asset for.
That thing looks humongous.
It is. It is absolutely
Oh.
huge.
Oh my
He's been
god.
experimented on again, I think.
James, just to break the tension a little bit, since we've hit level 3 and we're now in combat, there's just some extra things that my Bloodhawk gets that I just want your help.
I think I
implementing.
updated the stat block, did I not?
I think you've done the correct for the things. I think I can figure out how to do the max HP. It just needs just needs another 2d6 to its health.
I thought
I think I
updated
can.
that, no?
Nah, it's just got 7 hit points,
No.
and that's what it comes with initially.
Hold on a second.
I haven't rolled the 2d6. Do you want me to do that, or do you want me to do that?
You need to add Cantankerous Tim.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, he's got... Oh, he's only got
He's got all
12
the
hit
stuff.
points? I thought I
That
gave
is
him a bit more than
2d6.
that.
Yeah, that's
2d6 plus 4, yeah, okay, that is correct. Yeah, Cantankerous
Okay.
Tim he's under. He
Okay,
should have
what,
the
what-
full stat block.
what creature?
You can just go Misk.
Misk. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Yeah, that's alright. I thought I did do that. But yeah, and it should have the right actions and everything once you add it.
Right, okay, awesome. Thank you so much.
If he has bonus actions, you'll need the actual link. So bear with me a second, I'll pull that up. I searched Tim, and what comes up is Time Flux. A bit cooler. Yes, he does have a bonus action. He has 2 bonus actions. So, Jack, I will DM you the stat block so you can open it up separately, because the bonus actions don't appear in your extras.
Okay,
But that should be the
Nice,
correct
thank
amount
you.
of hit points and all the other stuffsies.
beautiful.
Let's get some slightly more dramatic music. I'm afraid that Jackson's token is a little broken. He seems forced to face the wrong way. I tried turning him around so he's facing the right way, and he looks totally lost. Like, look at this.
Oh,
Bye.
He's falling down.
Yeah, he's doing like the backslide,
having
like
a
on
rest.
back on the ground, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah.
all right.
Can I at least, like, I don't know, flip him or something?
It's fine, it don't matter. He'll be dead soon anyways.
Fuck it. Yeah, just... It's really tilting me that he's just facing the wrong way, but whatever. Yeah, as you see this Chimera sort of advance, who would know anything at all about Chimeras? I'll take a survival check from Weary, nature check from both Tieflings, please, and actually a nature check from William, but with a completely different intent and DC.
Nat 1 for a 6.
Weary, nothing about Chimeras. They're not sea creatures.
They aren't.
Total of 2.
Dinari?
11.
Okay. You sort of, you know a little bit about some beasts, but not beasts of this size, Dinari. But certainly it looks like it's about to charge. And judging by the size of its wings and the speed at which it arrived, you probably don't think you can outrun it. William, what did you get with your nature check?
A 16.
Yes. So you would know that Chimera has 3 heads, and you can defeat the creature. I mean, you can see it's got 3 heads. You killing 1 head often will not prevent the creature from continuing, but you can slay the creature itself. So body shots are usually best. You also know that chimeras tend to have a resistance to magic. That's nice, isn't it? That doesn't mean they resist damage. It means that they're more likely to make saving throws well.
Yes.
Okay. Cool. And I will ask you please to roll initiative.
Oh man, these rolls today.
Doing great.
Oh no, I've given him 111 initiative. There we go. I'm just missing Dinari. So was it 13, was it?
15.
15.
Oh, wait. Sorry, no, it is a 13. It's just it's showing as 15 in the tracker.
Oh,
Sorry, it
yes,
is a
I haven't
13.
pressed start yet. It's about to change in the tracker.
Okay, yes. Yes.
Boom, there we go.
13.
Weary, you would be first up. Does anybody want to swap? I've got a 13 on Dinari, a 6 on Hale, a 6 on Hale, wow, a 6 on William, and a 5 on Anivari. They are correct in the tracker if anybody wants to swap about.
Yeah, Anivari or Dinari. Elora or Bumpkin, do you want
Go
to
for
swap?
it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't. Yeah. If you're okay with going in, I'm going to stay.
Can I swap with the enemy?
No.
Well, no, I don't need it. Leave Weary at the top.
Oh, sorry.
Ranged attack.
Okay,
Alright.
cool. Weary, we're in round 3 already. Imagine that. You're up.
Alright, where's Tim?
Wherever you want him to be.
There
Stick him on
he
the map,
is.
wherever you like.
Oh, there's 2 of him.
Nope, there's just one. Now there's none.
Alright, now there's none. Alright, I will stop. I'll let you put him down.
Well, no. Stick him on the map, and then if you see 2, refresh.
Okay. Okay, hold on. I need a refresh. It's bugging out.
Yeah. Because currently there are 0 Tims.
Oh, but by the way, I would have told everyone to go for the body. I know that.
Yeah. I assumed you would have repeated that.
Well, it's taking a while to
Would
load.
we know if the boar stakes that we were given would be useful to any degree? I mean, it's a flying creature.
It's a standard spear. You can just plant it in the ground. You're more than welcome to try and make use of them.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. We do have one other person on the map here. I've completely forgot to put him in.
Oh, is it the coward?
No,
that
it's
was running
Jaloko.
away?
Yeah.
Oh god, he's gonna
That's
die.
Jackson. Here.
You
Well,
said that, and
fixes
then
our
another
problem.
Tim showed up.
Alright, what's Tim's flight speed?
I highly doubt a chimera is going to show up in the pleasure gardens. Think we know our culprit.
That is Jaloko, just over here.
Do an aerial
Green
pursuit.
hair.
Sorry?
I said, ooh, he's got green hair.
No, he doesn't. He's wearing a, Here, let me do a...
No, I know he doesn't really. I'm just saying. I'm just being silly.
That's the picture I've used.
Oh my.
Oh, it's a hat. Jesus Christ.
Is it Ginger?
He's a jolly green
Yeah.
giant.
It's not quite exactly what I was looking for, but it's the best I could find.
It's scary.
Alright, I'm going to
Oh, I found a much better one. There you go.
get Tim to fly up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make sure I have good line of sight.
Yep.
I'm going to get Tim to give me advantage, and on I'm going to use a hunter's mark
Okay.
without expending a spell slot
Yep.
upon the chimera, and then I will shoot my crossbow with advantage.
Yep.
I got a 14.
14 hits.
Oh, holy shit! I'm surprised about that. I got 14 plus the. How do you do hunter's mark damage?
Click a d6. You can do it on your spells. You can click it there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, and then plus 2, so 16 damage all up,
Okay.
and then
Is it
I'm
taken
gonna
in
run
full?
away.
Oh, my roll 20 just refreshed.
Okay,
Bear with
and
a
then
second.
Tim is also gonna fly. Make the disengage action and fly
Okay.
over here because he had 10 feet of movement left.
I'm a
Cool.
little worried the lion's gonna think it's food.
Yeah, no, but he can come back.
The Chimera makes no attempt to engage with Tim and charges directly at you. As soon as he gets there, he sort of the goat sort of rams directly into Anivari. Anivari, that is a 14 to hit you.
Miss.
So you have a shield, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So as he goes to ram you, you sort of set yourself and clunks into the shield. The lion's head sort of whips round the outside, trying to bite you. That is a 21 to hit.
Okay, that will hit.
Yeah, okay. So you will take 9 piercing damage. And then the creature sort of moves a little closer and turns. And the dragon sort of tries to claw at you, Dinari. That is a 9 to hit. So you just step back and it is your turn.
Ooh.
Oh, sorry, I've just got to do one little... Cool, great. Love that. Now you may do nothing.
Yeah, I'm in melee range, aren't I? Like, if I step away, I'm gonna...
Yeah, you are very close in range.
Yeah, then I'm just gonna... If it's right there, I'm just gonna take a couple swings at it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Its dragon face is right in your face. You can also just about reach the lion's head.
No, I'll go straight for the dragon's head.
Yeah, no, okay.
I'll take a swing with the axe.
Okay, love that. As you bring the axe across, +2 to whatever you roll because you have Anivari taking up some of its attention.
That is 16 to hit.
16 hits?
Yep, okay. And let's see, that's 6 points of slashing, 3 points of lightning.
Oh, there'll be a second. There's a thing with lightning.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. As the lightning damage sort of wreaths up and down this creature, you will know that it seems to take some of the damage, but it also seems to hold some of the energy. How much was the lightning damage in total?
3.
Okay, cool.
And...
Anything else from you, Dinari?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna try this out. I'm gonna spend one of my superiority dice.
Okay.
I think.
And what are you doing with that?
I am going to use a menacing attack.
Okay.
So it says, I think that's just like the idea of trying to still like lock eyes with a chimera with like a dragon's head that's pushed in front of me. It's just like with the idea of like staying stoic and meeting its eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. It has to make a DC 12 Wisdom save.
Okay, bear with me a second. Go ahead and roll to hit. And add that die to your attack damage roll if you do hit. What are you hitting with this weapon? Is this another axe swing?
Putting that on the first attack.
Oh, sorry, is that on the first attack?
Yes, that's the first attack.
Yeah, go ahead and give me the damage. It does not make a wisdom save. This creature knows no fear.
Okay. Sorry, give the damage?
Yeah, so when you hit the creature with a weapon attack, you expend the superiority die to frighten it. You add the superiority die to the attack damage, which I will take, because it will take the additional damage, but it cannot be frightened, so it doesn't attempt to make the roll.
Sorry, yes, I forgot.
Well, I'm sorry too. First time you use it and you found a creature that's immune to frightened.
That's fine. Whatever. That is another 4 points of damage.
Nice. And that will be...
I'm not sure if
it will be the slashing damage of the axe.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. It'll go on the weapon's base damage. Anything else from you, Dinari?
Yeah, I'm going to make another attack with it. With the scimitar.
Yes, with your other hand, with your bonus action. Exactly that, yeah. Cool.
Yes. That is 15 to hit.
15 hits.
All right, and that is 3 points of slashing.
Okay. You rolled a 1 on the damage die?
Yeah.
Okay. As you slash and slash, Jackson will sort of reach over and fire an arrow. Nice. He does hit. And not bad damage either. 7 points of piercing from Jackson. Isn't that good? And that brings us to Jaloco. Jaloco sort of holds a flame in his hand and then thinks, no, it is not this, it is not this, it is not that, it is not... I hope it does not break! And with that, he will pull a little wand out that he's got in a sort of a beautiful silk case, and he sort of unsheathes it like he's unwrapping a pepperami. I realised that reference might not make it across the ocean, but never mind. And then he sort of jabs it forwards, and he is going to roll 3d4 plus 3. Which is 7 damage, and he's going to roll a d20 because that is the last charge of his wand. It is still intact. Lucky him. William Hale, you are up.
Okay, so I am going to go here. Can I move back slightly?
Mm-hmm.
And I am going to use 2 sorcery points to cast darkness on myself.
Okay.
Which is a 15-foot sphere around.
Coming, bear with me a second.
Because I'm using sorcery points to cast it, I can see within it.
Joko shouts, I am blind!
Yeah, that's fine. I moved out of Anivari's way, I'm not moving out of everyone's. Like as I begin casting it before it becomes a whole thing, I'm gonna use it to be emanating from my hands, from my gloves, so that the darkness moves with me.
Yeah.
And also, like, as the darkness is like rushing out of William's hands, the same blackness that's on his hands cover his eyes, and his eyeballs go pure black, just like the beekeepers.
Nice. Nobody sees it apart from you, but yes.
No one sees it, but I thought I'd describe
it. But it's
anyway.
Cool.
Yes. So that's my action. I don't think I have bonus actions. I do. No, I don't really. So yeah, that's me.
Okay, cool. That brings us to Anivari. A cloud of darkness behind you. You've got your shield rammed into. You got bitten by a lion's head. What are you doing?
As a bonus action, I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on myself.
Okay.
And then I'm going to skirt around to the side here and attempt to slash, like, at its body, right where its body meets its wings.
Mm-hmm.
For a 24 to hit.
Okay, you will. No, never mind. Carry on. 24 hits.
I love to hear that. You will, Tim.
No, I've realised I've misread it.
Max damage 11.
Nice, big hit. Cool. Anything else from me?
And actually, the blade will glow and arc some radiant energy into it as I will smite.
Is this your very first smite?
This is my very first smite.
Cool.
Baby's first
go
smite.
off. Roll a one on both die.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't. It's a 10.
Oh. As the radiant damage sort of shimmers in this creature, you will note that it takes the radiant damage in full, even though it took half on the lightning. It looks a little disgruntled. I don't know if I'd say wounded, but it's definitely hurt.
Cool.
Okay.
That is me.
Fantastic. Weary. You're up.
Alright. I am going to get Tim to come in. And he's going to provide me and everyone so far, because he's going to continue to stay there and annoy and give everyone advantage until he dies. Isn't that a thing that we said that he can help? Oh, he can just help once. Of course.
Yeah, the help action only gives advantage to the next attack.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. On the next attack. Yeah. So, well, if that's the case, I might. I think I'll just cast Zephyr Strike.
Zephyr Strike would interrupt your concentration, I believe, no?
Will it? I think it doesn't say.
Zephyr Strike's a concentration spell.
Is it? Oh,
yeah.
fuck. Yeah, don't worry about it then. Alright, cool. I'm just gonna give myself advantage with Tim and then shoot.
Yeah. Great, love that.
Because I just rolled once. Let me roll again. I'm a fucking idiot. Alright, 23 to hit.
Love that. Do you have mastery push heavy crossbow? Because that's what's getting pinged
I
at
do.
us. Cool. This creature cannot be pushed. I don't think it's too big. But even so, a 23 will hit.
Alright, rolling attack. That is 9 plus the hunter's mark, which is 2, 11.
Nice.
And
Yeah, and now the creature is wounded. And you see it sort of...
Beautiful.
It seems very angry. Does anything else from you, Wary?
No. That
Okay.
is all.
You see this sort of dragon's head tilt. And I need a dexterity save, please, from... I've got the cone. Ooh, it's just 30 feet. Where's the 30 mark? Okay, I can hit you too. I can hit... I don't know if it knows about that. I don't think it likes the darkness. Yeah, I'm going to do that. So Anivari, Jaloko, and William, a dexterity save, please.
Is this against being charmed?
No.
10.
Nice. 18.
Damage. What did you get, Anivari?
10.
I hope that you have more than 39 hit points. Overall.
Oh
Yes, 19 damage to William. That could have killed you.
That's really
Yes, Jaloko takes 0. Thank the gods. Well, nobody can see this. He can't
Darkness
see this.
gone too.
But he didn't see the attack coming.
He's dead. He's so dead. That solves our problem.
No, he won't be dead, but he will be unconscious.
He can take 39 health.
No, he will. He still takes half. So he takes half, but he would have taken 0 if he could see the attack. He can just survive 19 damage, having 10 hit points. So, his life nearly got very short. Anivari, I'm going to try and eat you. Are you down?
Yep.
Okay,
JJ
cool.
can remove the darkness.
Yeah. So Anivari, it's going to stomp its goat-like head down on you. With advantage, because you are incapped. 24 will hit you, I'm sure, so you will fail a death save. And then the bite will come at you. But it can't quite get purchased through your armor. And then Dinari, it is... no, that's it. No, it's not quite it. Dinari, that is a 21 to hit you.
That hits.
You'll take 9 slashing damage from the dragon's claw and the 3 lightning damage that it stored.
Oh.
It will pass back to you. Jackson sort of looks and... oh no! And he runs over, he's got a potion in his hand, and you can see it, like, hesitates. And he looks to Anivari, but he doesn't want to get that close. William, he's going to give you the potion, as he believes you are more use than Jaloko. So it is a... sorry, it's a 2d4 plus 2, so it's 8 health.
Cool. Also, when the magic went back inside of me, it wouldn't have been until all the magic was gone that my eyes changed back. Just in case anyone could see.
Don't you have a thing that stops you from disappearing and dying? Doesn't it keep you at 1 health? Does that not happen?
You are absolutely right! Strength of the grave!
Okay.
Well done, James.
Give me a charisma save. I believe the DC was
5
24.
plus the damage. Yeah, I would.
See if you can give me a nat 20 on your charisma save.
There's no way.
You might do.
No.
No. Okay, cool. It's worth checking. Ironically, you only lose the feature if you succeed.
Yeah.
Kind of cool. So yeah,
How
he'll
much
pour a
of
potion
them
down you. He'll restore you to 8 hit points. And then Joloko will make a death save and fail. And now it's your turn, Mr. William.
Oh, well, there goes my hiding plan. Okay, yeah, I will attack and then I'll roll to hit and then describe what I'm doing. But I'm doing a roll to hit, which is an 8, which I'm assuming will miss.
It will miss. You come forward a little disoriented. As you go to cast whatever it is you're casting, the mysterious secret, it doesn't hit.
Yeah, as I get back up and I go to cast, I'm like, nothing's coming out of my hands. I'm like, come on, Mensa, not now.
Anivari.
Oh, yeah,
Death
that's
save
me.
in private, please. A reminder that if she rolls a nat 1, she's dead.
Oh, I didn't.
Okay. That's good. I will see what you mark off on your sheet, so you don't have to tell me. Just mark it. Oh, what? Okay. Dinari, as you you feel like these blows raining in on you, you're falling in and out of consciousness, and then you sort of gather your resolve, and you know that not only are you potentially a target for death, but your brand new comrades that you've not known all that long also need you to stand and be the front line. And you sort of get up to one knee, raise your shield and sword, and it's your turn.
Nice.
Okay. Unexpected. I'll just I'm gonna roll a bit to the side and stand.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna slash my sword up into its stomach if I can.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a roll with advantage, please. As you're coming up from you won't get the +2 from flanking here, but as you're coming up in the middle, the creature wasn't expecting you to stand again, so it thought it almost finished you, and it crunched down on your arm with its teeth, and then you sort of rolled out and come to the side. You see Jackson sort of looking on like, whoa. He thought you were out for the count. I thought you were out for the count.
Did I?
You thought you were out for the count. Go ahead, what did you get to hit?
21.
21 hits.
And you bet your bottom dollar I'm smiting that.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You can hear all the dice.
So 15, 18 total.
Yeah, huge hit. And as you sort of sword sunders into its side, it sort of reassesses, and you see it turn ever so slightly to the side. You are its main threat. That's nice. You've got plenty of hit points to spare. Anything else on your turn, Anivari? Do you have a potion as a bonus action?
Do I have a potion? Does the group loot have a potion?
2. We have 2.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll take a regular healing potion.
Yep. It's from Jobus, I believe.
Yep.
Can somebody mark that off?
I'm on it.
Thank you.
Cool.
And Weary, you're up.
Well, I don't want to get too close, but I sort of have to. So I go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I'm going to go here. Going to get 10 to give me advantage.
Yep.
Roll the advantage. Get an 11.
11 will miss.
Knocking.
As the creature sort of ducks down after Anivari, your shot just whistles past its neck.
So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay, 30. And I'm going to hope that it doesn't have any more fire. As I'm slowly making my way around.
Okay.
That'll be the end of my turn.
It doesn't have any more fire.
Very nice.
So, Anivari, that is going to be a 12 to hit you.
Miss.
A 21 to hit you.
Hit.
6 slashing damage.
Whoa. I'm still up.
And a 25 to hit you.
I'm gonna
As
be
it
down.
rams you with the horns. Back down you go. 13 damage. As it gives you the almighty slap. Dinari, as this creature turns to the side, you see its wings sort of flying a little awkwardly. It seems to have sort of bumped into a tree on its way down or something. It doesn't seem to have full use of that wing, and you notice a vulnerable part at its side. Also, can we just talk about how this particular asset, its arse looks like a rat?
Yeah.
It does.
Anyway, yeah, carry on as you were.
Oh no.
Kill it, Dinari, you've got this.
Oh, okay. First attack with the scimitar. Is it still an extra +2 because Tim's around?
No.
No? Okay. I just don't know how this shit works.
What'd you get to hit?
That's a 9.
A 9 will miss.
Yeah.
You sort of come up against the dragon's leathery scales and you can't quite break through.
Bonus action, I'll strike again
Okay.
with the scimitar. It's a 6.
No, that will not hit. Anything else from you, Dinari? An action, a bonus action, right? So probably not.
Yeah. Well. No, I will spend in. Actually, what's the cost to me if I need to administer a potion to Anivari?
Bonus action.
Would it be fuck?
Have you used that?
Yeah.
Cool. Don't worry about it. That's okay. There are other people. They won't be very helpful. Jackson is going to fire a bow because he doesn't really. He's used his only potion. He sort of looks down at Jaloco and don't worry, you'll be fine. And then he sort of looks up and fires his arrow, which will hit, which is nice, and it will do I don't know what a D9 is. Fucking hell. It'll do 9 piercing damage. That's what a D9 is apparently. And Jaloco will make a death save. That's good, isn't it? William, you're up.
Okay, let's try again. Oh my god, 12 to hit?
Nope.
Oh, can I use the D? Oh, you already said no, I can't then use a card after, can I?
You want to use a card?
Yeah, but you already told me that doesn't hit. I can't do that, can I?
I don't. With the cards, you can apply them whenever the hell you want. I
Okay.
tend to avoid using them in combat, but you can use it here
Okay, yeah, I'm using it here.
because you believe very strongly in it. So stand up and fight for it.
Oh, there we go. That's 16 to hit.
16 will hit. What are you hitting with?
So
Secret
this
spell again?
giant shadow of this creature like becomes real behind it, and all 3 heads bite down. The shadow heads bite down on the body of this chimera, dealing 17 slashing damage.
Wow. Creature severely wounded. That's a huge hit. Anything else from you?
No, that's me. Oh,
Okay.
but I very angrily throw my gloves off on the floor.
Anivari, a death save, please.
Do I tell you?
You just mark it on your sheet. I will see.
Okay.
Don't think it's another net 20, guys. Weary, you're up.
All
As you look
right.
over, you see Anivari sort of, she's gone back down, and this time she tries to stand and just sort of flops down a little bit as she tries.
All right. Well, I guess it's necessary, and it's why I picked it up. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Am I in melee range?
Yes.
Ah, well.
You leave the dying
Yeah.
Jaloco behind.
Yeah. Priorities, mate.
Yeah, of course.
I'm going to cast cure wounds.
Love that.
9 hit points, Anivari.
Is that in a 2d8?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Cool. Any bonus action from you, Weary?
I guess I should just stay put. Because what's the point of that? I don't really have much bonus actions. So I think I'm just gonna get Tim to help once again and grant Dinari.
He can also take the attack
It'll
action
be-
now, right, Tim?
I know, but his attack is so shit right now that there's no point. It's like
Okay.
1d4 plus 3. I'd rather just give
Mhm.
Dinari advantage.
Yeah, I love that.
So
Cool.
so he'll take the help action,
Okay.
give Dinari advantage after the thing goes first.
Yeah, seeing that you've come over, Weary, it's going to try and ram you to the ground. That is a 21 to hit.
Oh yeah.
It will knock you prone and deal 15 bludgeoning damage. And then it will stamp its claw down. Oh, no, hold it. It might not. Go on.
Hold on.
Do a thing.
I'm going to bash my shield up into its jaw as I channel divinity and admonish the tyrannical. It now has disadvantage on everybody but me.
Okay. It will look to you, Anivari. And it will claw you for a 13 to hit.
You'll miss.
It will then try and bite you for a 15 to hit.
Miss.
And I really hope your character's not about to die. Make me a dex save.
A dex save?
You and Weary.
All right.
Oh boy.
I've got an 18.
17.
Oh, they are both successes.
It might not matter.
17 fire damage. Whew. You're both alive. You're both unconscious, but you're alive. That's nice to know, isn't it? Okay. Dinari, as you see both your compatriots fall to the flaming blaze of a chimera to the side, go ahead and take a turn.
I have to pump everything I can into this guy.
Yes. Your first attack will have
Advantage on the
advantage.
first attack. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. So, still going with the scimitars again.
Mm-hmm.
It's natural 20.
Way! Go ahead, give me your regular damage, and we'll add the maximum. Is this the non-lightning
D6.
one? It's just the scimitar.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Yep. So, that's
6.
5. So 3 plus 6 is 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay. Sorry, you rolled a 3 on the d6.
Yes, I did.
Plus your modifier, which was a 2, is it?
Yes.
So 5, and then plus an actual full 6, so it'll be
plus-
11 on the crit.
Sorry.
Yeah, nice.
Sorry,
Okay. Creature severely wounded. Go at it. This one without advantage, though.
Right. All right. Yeah. Bonus action.
And when you swung with your axe last time, it did take lightning damage. It just also dealt it back. But obviously, you have to use 2 different weapons if you're 2-weapon fighting. Can't take both swings with the
shit.
same scimitar. So your second attack will have to be with the axe.
Yeah, I guess I missed the last time.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Okay. That's 6 to hit.
Oh, a 6 will miss. Anything else from you, Dinari? Oh,
I will action surge.
yeah! Give it to us.
Nice.
Yeah.
Go on, and again.
If I can-
One more attack. Will this one hit?
Jesus Christ. That's it's a 22 to hit.
22 will hit. Let's have some damage. Is this the axe or the scimitar? It can be either. Whichever you prefer.
Yeah, I'll do the Storm Herald just to see.
Okay, love
if
that.
it's looking bad, let's just get the last.
It's looking bad. It's got more health than Weary and Dinari, Weary and Anivari combined, but it is looking bad.
All right, 4 points of slashing
Yep.
and 2 points of lightning.
Okay. It is not dead, but it is close. Any movement?
No. Keep
Okay.
it on me.
Jackson runs as far away as he can, fires an arrow, but he missed. Jailoco will make a death save. William, you're up.
Okay. Oh my god, these rolls. 11 to hit?
An
Jesus.
11 will miss.
Oh man. I don't suppose Tim counts as flanking.
No.
Yeah.
Anivari?
Jesus, man. Do I just hate you today?
Not 2 in 1 round, is it? No. Weary, a death save, please.
Yep.
And I guess that Tim will attack. Because what else is he going to
Yeah.
do, right? Okay,
Absolutely.
go ahead. Pick talons or beak and roll to hit.
Come on, Tim,
Alright.
kill him.
Can he give himself advantage?
No.
Does he get
Doesn't
two
he have
to
a thing? Doesn't he have an
plus two to
aerial pursuit thing?
Yeah, but he has to be up in the air.
So he could bonus action disengage, fly all the way up, and then come crashing down. He doesn't even have to bonus action
Oh,
disengage, does he? He doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Oh yeah, he has flyby.
Yeah. So if you want to fly him all
yeah,
the way
okay.
up and back down, dive in, go ahead.
Yeah,
roll with
love
advantage.
Dive bomb. Alright.
Okay,
Yeah,
time for a
alright.
customary screenshot.
Alright. Well, if he's flying, it's gotta be beak.
Yeah.
I don't know how to roll that with advantage. So
Just
I think
click it
I'm just
twice.
gonna roll-
It'll very annoyingly close it in between your two rolls as well, just to piss you off.
Oh, well, yeah. Right, well, 11. And then,
And the second roll.
fucking 7.
Aww.
And the Chimera will take a turn.
Oh,
Dinari,
Mhm.
that's a 22 to hit you.
Yep.
As it bites you. That is 9 piercing damage. It is then going to claw you for a 23 to hit,
Yep.
dealing 10 slashing damage.
And I am down.
Okay.
Oh no!
And then it is going to turn
Um.
and run at you, William.
Oh no!
For a natural 1! As it catches the edge of the rock and sort of dunks its head down into the ground.
Oh my
Dinari, I need a death save, please.
Thank
Does
God,
Tim
'cause
get
I've
an
got, like-
opportunity attack?
No. No. Summon
Okay.
creatures and additionals never get opportunity attacks. Just mark it
Cool.
off on your sheet when you rolled it. If you will, please, Dinari.
Thank God he got that one because I've got like 8 armor class.
I'm well aware. Jackson sort of looks over. And he is going to
Me
run this
advantage.
way. And he's going to fire off his shot. He is going to hit. And as he sort of very terrifyingly sort of just fires off his arrow, it just, as that creature sort of, as the ram ducks its head in, the creature rolls to the side. You remember that bit under the wing that was already injured? The arrow just thunks into the side. I hate killing creatures with the NPC, but I'm quite glad that you guys aren't dead. Josh, you've missed the last 3 out of the last 4 rounds. I'm glad the creature's dead. And as it dies, he comes running over, and you hear a sort of rumbling sound in the forest to the side. This sort of rustling, and you see charging out of the forest a horse. And this horse has a sort of very strange shaped face. It's kind of like a little squat. It has very big bulgy eyes, and as it gets there, it will transform into Nor. Oh, I'm a little late, aren't I?
Late. Look at my friends.
Yes, well, we should attend to that immediately, shouldn't we? And he'll rush on over. He was going to cast Mass Cure Wounds. You can all come to max hit points. He's got plenty of healing to spare. He's sort of, oh, you poor thing. And he goes over and he cuddles the Chimera.
Are you crazy? You're cuddling that creature when he almost killed everyone here.
He's only acting in his nature. If
I
only
think
we'd
he
had
was
some more
thinking
time to
beauty.
assimilate him.
No, he should have been left in his own habitat. Think of what would have happened if it got out into a town.
Chimeras stay away from towns. They find them frightening.
Nor.
Do they?
There's a bull creep out in the... You're right. You look a little worse for wear, Anivari.
Do you think?
Right. I didn't bring him down to the mountains, but I should have taken him back. You're right.
I thought you said he would be going back. In fact, you guaranteed it.
This isn't the same Chimera. I didn't know he had a mate. I erred. Severely. I can make this up to you. So sorry. Looks at all of you but you fought it off. It's a remarkable feat.
Well, we had little choice.
No, but you're stronger than I realized. Stronger than you realized, perhaps. I should have been able to respond more quickly, but I don't know if you've heard, Ben is... Well, something's happened to him. I've been tending him. When I saw the Chimera descend, I came as fast as I could. Here, if I'm ever not with you again, perhaps these might help. I brought them in case. And he'll hand you a small handful of potions. There are 2 potions of fire resistance. I will write these. 2 greater healing potions. And 1 potion of heroism. A reminder that very weirdly, potions of heroism do not grant heroism. They have their very own effect. It's like a mini bless and some temp HP. I don't... Just to confuse everyone. But you guys may take a grand total of... 385 experience points. Because you're sharing with Jackson and Jailoco. I think if you weren't, you were dead. Swings a roundabout spot, guys. Better to be alive than level 3. And we will pick up with the aftermath next session, I think, where you will head to the trees and find them. And instead we will come to the timeless tradition of MVPs. I'll go first. Obviously, there are some really cool combat ones and a couple of other moments, but I'm going to pick something a bit sillier. The gods not responding. The great Anivari's response was, it's kind of on them, to be honest. Which gave me a total chuckle. But that whole discussion around where is gods not responding, but someone did, and who is it, and what if I've dropped them, was just, I really enjoyed that. Bumpkin, your MVP.
Without a doubt, it's Anivari today. Holy shit, what a display of power.
Even if she did nearly die twice.
Pros and cons.
Yeah. Elora.
I mean, it was really fun to be able to try to tank everything I could possibly take.
You'll get there. You'll get there. Could have done with a cooking buff this morning, couldn't we?
Could have done with that. But I will go back because my one moment was also Weary's prayer. I forget, Mr. Orion. Just starting off with that.
Like he's writing a letter to a guy he doesn't know. You know, yours sincerely. Jack.
I think it's like my MVP is Bumpkin's way of playing Dinari in the same consistency in the way that you talk, like the way that you converse as Dinari has been maintained since day one.
Yeah, it's so consistent.
It's so consistent. I every time
even down to like the little mannerisms and like the slight bumpkin shrugs. Like it's not even her. It's like you get, at the moment it's been really good. I've really enjoyed it too.
Yeah. So that's mine.
Well, Jack skipped the trend because Bumpkin gave it to Elora, Elora gave it to Jack, and Jack gave it to Bumpkin. So Josh, you're gonna have to give it yourself. No, I'm kidding. Josh, your MVP.
I was just gonna, because everyone took all the good ones. But I was just gonna say the combat was just really fun, really exciting. I feel like lower level combat is always a bit more exciting than a higher level. Just
scary.
Because, Yeah, exactly.
I'm literally sitting there going, should I fudge the fire damage roll next time? Do I roll that d6 in private and make sure it's not a 6 or a 5? No, I'm really glad. I mean, it was a really good choice of creature, I think, in the end. It was terrifying.
Yeah, and that's not to say that there aren't exciting combats at higher levels. I just think at lower levels it's more
explosive,
often.
right? Yeah, it's explosive.
Exactly.
It's like, whoa, we either live or we die. So, no, I agree. I think the combat was really intense, and I was genuinely scared. Oh, thank you. In that case, I will give you nothing. And with that, that is where we're going to end. So if you guys would like to say goodbye.
Goodbye.
We shall see you soon.